Next, let's take a look at how you can keep things organized and how you can follow what's really important to you. So let's just start with your stuff. So if I look at my stuff, I'm going to go in and take a look at, I'll just open up the profile, and you can take a look at an overview. Again, things if you've created content, if you're following categories. So let's just say I really wanted to look at the drawing and detailing group. So one thing you'll see under the action menus, you'll see a notification that you can receive email notifications if you want. Let's just say I want to receive both. I want to get email notifications and I want to be able to follow that category, and I'll show you what that means. At any point in time I can go back to my profile and I can very easily just look at my email notifications, and I can say I really don't want to receive any more of those, and I can remove those. But you'll see I'm actually looking at a couple different sections here. How is this useful? Well, let's go back to the home page. I talked about your view. So if I look at your view, you'll see I just followed the drawings place. So instead of having that long list of 20, 40 different categories, maybe I only really follow 3. Again, I can take a very quick preview of this. Also, we talked about some of the advanced features. I can actually edit the recent content just to show certain areas. So what you're doing with that following an area is I might be a member, or I might want to watch what's going on with it just within those areas. And this lets me just do that very simply without having to get email notifications from everything. Again, if you remember when we were talking about my profile, and if I look at the edit preferences, if I create something, if I create a document, if I create a post, or I comment on that, or I watch it, I can select whether I want email or just notifications. And that notification side really is, again, it might just be some of the discussions, anything that you're watching, anything that you want to actually look at, you can do that right here. Or if I'm within a specific, I'm going to go back to the home page again. If I really wanted to take a look at this one, and you'll also notice another feature here when I'm viewing is I went right to where that last post was. You'll see 2 pieces here. One that says go to the original post. So if I want to go back up to the top, I can do that. And I can receive email notifications, and I can bookmark this. So a bookmark is just like any other bookmark, like an IE. You can put a note on here, you can put a tag on here, and you can make it private if only you want to see it. But I could just say save. And as you're in a topic, if it's something you want to follow, you can create a bookmark for that. You can follow a category, or you can bookmark different content. So you can also see, again, who bookmarked it, and if I hover over, I'll get a little information about that person. One thing you'll also notice when we're in a topic, and this also happens in your profile also, is if there is more content that's like the current post, it'll show that also. I mentioned answered post earlier. You can see that this question is not answered. So if I create a reply to this, and Harish decides that that's a good answer, he can mark that as answered, and it'll show in the actual post as being answered. I can also send a post as an email or view it as a PDF. So just to summarize, a couple different ways you can follow things is you can go into any one of the categories, you can follow those. Let me just go to the groups menu. Again, as I mentioned, the title, this user bar is very useful. If I just want to go to groups, any point in time I can just navigate right to the groups, and let's say I want to be a member of the user groups. I want to get notifications, so I'm going to join this group. And you can optionally say whether you want emails, and you can turn that off at any point in time. So now I just became a member of that group. So if I'm looking at things I'm following, again, I can look at different bookmarks, your stuff. So if I want to look at, I just bookmarked that one site, you'll see that that's the e-drawings. And you can see my stuff. Now I see that I'm a member of the user groups. I can leave that group, I can stop my email notifications, anytime you want. It's just, again, very flexible. Thing I always suggest is if you always look at 3 different categories, follow those, bookmark what's important to you, and you can easily follow it under the Your Stuff menu. You can very easily go through any of these. So if you're looking at your categories, if there is anything going on with the categories, you'll see just a brief summary right here also. One other thing I would also recommend is if you are getting email notifications, I would create a rule in Outlook that will it'll come from community@solidworks.com. That's where the email will come from for all notifications. Create a rule in Outlook that puts it right into a folder, and that's what I do. Another way you can deal with notifications and different pieces of information in the system is at the bottom here, there's this RSS feed. So there's RSS feeds for many, many different parts of the system. And you can see this is the top level. And again, if you really want to follow just the top level, you can follow all the unanswered threads if you want to follow those. All the popular threads, discussion messages. Maybe you want to look at tags within the top level that is FAQs. We actually are going to tag many of those frequently asked questions in the system. We'll use a tag called FAQ, and that's actually a way we can easily filter if someone's looking for did SolidWorks port to the Mac yet, or can you do a save as previous version? That's 2 pretty good examples. And if I want to follow just the assemblies area, you'll see the actual feed names change. If you use Outlook 2007, one thing I also suggest is you can actually there's a feed area that you can put right within Outlook. As you get notifications in the system via email, you can answer those directly via email. You don't even have to log into the system. So if you want to use the RSS feeds to view what's happening and then have a very quick link to go up and have unread items, you can do that also.